Hasty.
You alright?
Yeah, you?
Not so bad. Look, I look like I'm in better shape than you anyway on camera.
Yeah, mate.
They always told me I
Well,
weren't really a face for camera, but
no, you've still got a face for radio. Mine's just a bit worse today.
so you better tell us a bit about that for the people that don't know,
So, unfortunately, I took a decision loss on Keys Warriors on the weekend to Michelangelo Napoli in Ebbw Vale. Obviously, I'm disappointed with the result, disappointed with my performance, but it's part of the game, wins and losses, and learning from the experience, and going to make some progress from it, and look to get back out there as soon as possible and make some improvements.
That's it. It's a good example, isn't it? We talk about this on episodes each week, don't we? When we talk about the amateurs going out and fighting people and shouldn't really care. I know it's more for your career. It's a lot more telling, isn't it? But for the amateurs, they should be going out and doing this and taking them losses and learning from them, shouldn't they, at an early stage? So
yeah, I'm disappointed to lose. I'm obviously gutted, it's especially with it being so recent. But I look back on my past in my career, and I always think I've learned the most when I've lost, and developed the most when I'm lost. Those lessons seem to stick with you after a loss, and it's where like things get pinpointed in your game that you need to work on and improve and develop. So I'm gonna take the opportunity to grow from this loss and get better.
That's it, yeah. It's a learning curve for us all, isn't it? I mean, I was in your corner, so there's a lot for me to take from the fight as well. What we can do better for next time as well. So
yeah, definitely. I think obviously we always say that, don't we? We win together, we lose together. So that's been something that we've always done, and like we've always come back stronger after losses. You know, even when we win, we break stuff down, but the loss seems to always hurt the most that year.
It takes a bit more breaking down when you lose, doesn't it?
Yeah, like you
remind us of the motto. I had to remind you in backstage after we finished, after we got back and stitching your eyes up.
Which one was that, mate?
The one you always tell me. It's about the journey, not the destination.
Yeah. The journey's more important than the destination, isn't it?
Yeah.
And like we say as well, the challenge is always greater than the result.
Yeah.
So that's it. You got to be willing to accept the challenges, and that's the thing. Sometimes we focus on that destination, that end goal, and we miss the journey, which is the most important part of getting to that goal. And it's like I said, it hurts, it sucks, but we're going to use it to motivate us and get better and progress.
Yeah. Life passes us by fast, don't we? If we concentrate on just the destination, which is so far away, generally, we lose the whole journey, don't we? Really, if you only concentrating on one part, and that's so far away from you.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Even like, obviously, you spend the whole fight camp 6, 8, 10 weeks, depending on how often you do. And if you're just focusing on that fight, which is 15 minutes at the end of the day, sometimes shorter, you miss everything else. Like, we still had a good trip down there. We had some good banter. We've seen some scraps in Ebbw Vale.
I'm gonna say, let's tell people about Ebbw Vale for anyone that's not been to Ebbw Vale. What a crazy place that is.
Well, what is in Ebbw Vale? The sports centre, 2 supermarkets, and that's about it.
I feel like we went back in time like 20 years. Even going in the supermarket, it looked like it were about walking in a supermarket 20 years ago with old racking on and nothing on shelves.
Yeah,
what a mad place that were.
We took a trip into the town centre, and we were attempting, I will tell everyone, and it massively failed because we're both not very good at vlogging the fight. So we were attempting of filming a few clips up to it, and then we went into the town centre in Ebbw Vale, and there was some people on the street arguing, and you tried to get your phone out to
I did get my phone out, but I was so excited when the guy got knocked out that I didn't get it on camera.
Yeah.
I ended up filming someone across the street who were watching it.
Yeah, you
I've
were
got it up here
trying
though.
to film.
I've got the
Yeah, you were
mental
trying to
notes.
film the fight, but so it is something that we'll try and do in the future. I just think we need someone to do it
Yeah, we need to
other
take
than me
someone
and
with
you. But
us.
yeah,
That's it.
like that's what I mean. When you lose a fight, you seem to forget about all those other things that
I've got some
have
footage
gone
of
on
your
through
eye.
the whole journey.
I've got some footage of your eyes getting stitched up and stuff, and we could put
Yeah,
that into the
I
video
suppose.
blog, I suppose. We have got some
And
clips.
I will say, Jonas managed to film some for his vlog, so I did watch that the other day. He has some fighters, John, on his vlog as well. If people want to check that out, I don't know what his vlog channel is actually. I will have a look while we're
You
here.
send it me as well so I can have a look at it.
But
He was doing
Jonas,
plenty of filming. He's definitely fond of his camera, isn't he? And
yeah, he's very
his
fond.
wand.
He's very fond of himself, mate.
Shout out to Jonas.
Yeah, Jonas Shark Magard is his YouTube channel. So if you guys check that out, you can
Give him a
have
follow.
have a watch of it, give
He's
him
a
a
mad
follow,
guy.
subscribe to him.
Interesting guy.
Yeah. So what are we on here today for?
So we're going to release the draw, aren't we? On the episode 8, we released the Bantamweight, so our 4th Grand Prix tournament. I've actually, as well, before we go into the draw, I've actually had the belts manufactured now. So we've got a video clip and we've got a picture of the belts. So we will release that on our next podcast. So we can release the graphic of what the belts are going to look like, because no one's actually seen it, and loads of people have been messaging me to ask what they're going to look like. What's this belt? When can we see the belt? And we've been holding people back, but it's because they've been in production and they're ready now. They're ready to go. So
And they do look very nice.
They look fantastic. We've only us seen them, and nobody else has seen them yet. So we'll keep it that way until the podcast. So yeah, we're going to do the draw for the bantamweight. So I'll hand it over to you. You've got the equipment. You've got the stuff to do the draw there.
Yeah, so obviously our 4 names for the tournament: Brooklyn Thomas, Jamie Small, Charlie Flanagan, and our last recruitment, Jake McEVOY. So we'll put them in, and we will let the generator work its magic. Let's generate it. Oh, some good matches there, some interesting ones. So we see Jake McEVOY take on Charlie Flanagan.
Yeah.
And Brooklyn Thomas take on Jamie Small.
So very similar records for Jake McEvoy and Charlie Flanagan, I think, innit? Are they both 5-2 or 5-1 and 5-2?
Yeah, so very similar. I think they're both around the similar age as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've had Jake on a long time ago on our show, and Charlie's a regular, so that's a good first fight. Both well rounded.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see what style they employ in that first round.
Yeah,
with knowing that they might have a final after, and then we see Brooklyn Thomas take on Jamie Small in our second semi-final, which is another interesting matchup, and 2 well-rounded guys going against each other.
Yeah, that's another good matchup. Would you say Brooklyn's probably going into this tournament the favourite? Would you say, being 5-0?
His record, obviously being undefeated, would suggest him being the favourite. But like I said, with all these tournaments, I feel like any of these guys can beat anyone on any given night. It's how they perform, the styles they bring, and going into it. And like I said, obviously Brooklyn Thomas and Jamie Small are both very capable on the feet and the ground, but they might be thinking, with knowing that they go into the final, they don't want to be like taking leg kicks or risking any heavy cuts in that first semi-final match, knowing there's a final after. So that's what makes these tournaments interesting, and I'll be looking forward to seeing what styles both these fights adapt in the first semi-final.
Yeah. That's what makes them exciting. I can't wait now to get to the night. What are we? 5 weeks away now. 5 weeks out, something like that. This weekend.
Yeah.
It's gonna be some night.
So yeah, we're getting down to it. Obviously, that they're all our tournament draws done. So we will be looking to get the guys on the podcast all together for each weight category in the up and coming weeks, won't we?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. There was another thing we need to step on. Well, what we need to go over, weren't there? We was going to get the flyweights. We promised the flyweights that we were going to get them on, all 4 of them on the podcast last weekend. It didn't end up happening because we'd had a withdrawal, hadn't we? We'd had an injury to one of the flyweights in the tournament. So one of the flyweights in the tournament is out.
Yeah, unfortunately, Luke Burns has injured his shoulder and will now not be able to take place in the flyweight tournament, which is a big loss for me. Inside and outside of the cage. Obviously, he's a very well-rounded and skilled fighter, but also he's a good showman and brings a lot of entertainment outside the cage as well. So
yeah, he brings excitement to the fight before it's even started, doesn't he?
It's a big loss, and I did think a little bit people were getting onto the fact that he'd been a bit quiet since the draw had been released.
Yeah, it was only shortly after the draw, weren't it? Literally.
Yeah.
The next day, I think, or the day after.
Announced that he was fighting Christoph, and Christoph was wondering why he was getting no shit.
Yeah.
Coming up to it, so we are.
Christoph's gonna have plenty to say about this now. Yeah. But hopefully that gives fuel for the fire for the future, doesn't it? So hopefully we can get them back on December time.
Going forward?
We're not sure yet. We obviously got to sit down and talk about what our options are for the flyweights. We have obviously got a couple of other flyweight fights on the night, and we obviously got a replacement fight on. I really like that replacement fight as a replacement fight, but if we have to use one of them, maybe we'll use one of them. We are speaking to a couple of other people that was in the running for the tournament to start with, but didn't really fancy being the replacement fight. So we've got to put our heads together and work out what's going to happen in the next few days, and then go from there. Up until then, we maybe try to get the welterweights on. We've got 4 welterweights raring to go to give each other some shit on the podcast. They've been harassing me for ages. When can we get on and that? So maybe the next episode we'll show people the belts. We'll show the guys the belts. They'll be the first to see them on the podcast, maybe, and then obviously let them give each other a bit of shit, or not. Maybe just come on and respect each other. We don't know, do we? So that's up to them.
Sounds a good plan. And obviously Nathan Lambert and MALICHI have added 2 wins.
Yeah.
To their records as well. MALICHI unbeaten, and Nathan Lambert won the belt on Extreme Fighting Championship. So 2 extra wins added to their belt. So they'll be looking high on confidence as well going into this tournament. Are there any other fighters we require? Obviously, I know the answer being the matchmaker, but do you, mate?
We require a 70 kilogram lightweight, don't we? Lightweight for our professional title fight. We're trying to match Connor Hughes at the moment. Connor Hughes been on a tear up. We've offered this fight to many people up and down the country up to now, and not many people are biting on it, are they? So not many people want to fight Connor Hughes at the moment. We've obviously got to get him someone of similar records, so it's like people coming up and saying, I'll fight him, but if they've had 15 pro fights, we obviously don't want to make that happen. We've got to try and get him something similar experience to him, so that's what we're looking for. We're also looking for a 66 to 68 kilogram for a 17-year-old. I think he just turned 17. Amateur A debut. If they don't really want to do the amateur A debut because of the age, we'll do an amateur B fight. We obviously just want to get our young guys out and get them matched as soon as possible. Have I missed anybody? Who else have we got?
We need one more pro. I'm testing you.
An 84 to 88 kilogram.
Yes.
Professional, yeah, for a, what would you say, 2 to 6 fight pro?
Yeah, 2 to 6 fight pro probably.
So if you're listening to this podcast and you got any of these guys, drop us a message and we'll get you on. Even if we have to fly you over, we'll fly any from most places in Europe. As long as no visa problems, we'll get you over here.
Yeah.
Get you to sunny Preston.
Sunny Preston.
Don't know what you're missing.
Coaches, managers, get in touch with us, and
yeah,
we'll see what we can do. But that's where we're at in terms of UKFC 20 on September 17th, and also don't forget we have December the 3rd, which we are matching for as well already.
Yeah. One more thing to say: it's fight week, innit, for our ambassador for Dakota.
So we let her have the night off.
We'll let her have the night off. She got the night off tonight because she's heading down to London tomorrow, isn't she? So I take it you're going down to London to corner her.
Yeah, but I'll be going down to London towards the end of the week, ready for.
Yeah, she did say you didn't want you in the hotel for too long because you were annoying her. I know what she's like after spending 3 days in Ebbw Vale with you now. Not that I haven't spent 3 days with you all over the fucking country before, but
yeah. So we'll be going down. So we'll be looking forward to that. So UKFC fans, make sure you'll be keeping an eye on that. I do think it will be streamed on Channel 4.
Channel 4 it's meant to be on, isn't it?
This weekend.
You watch out for the future. The future of female MMA.
It will be coming, and the world will be ready to witness it on the weekend. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to going down there and supporting her and being part of the journey with her. So make sure you guys keep an eye on that. And then we also have one of our ex-UKFC fighters, Jack Cartwright, fighting on the Contender Series as well. And we had Carolina on last week as well. And
that's 2 in 2 weeks, isn't it? Yeah, she got a win, but just didn't pick up the contract, did she? So hopefully she gets another go.
Yeah. How many fights did she have on UKFC? Was it 6?
She had the majority of her amateur fights on UKFC, and she had maybe 2 pros. I can't remember. I think 2 pro fights, and then we ended up going out to South Africa to EFC with her. Yeah. So it's just another stepping stone, another one that's come through the UKFC stepping stones, isn't it? What we say. It's nice to see now that the show is getting some recognition on the big stage. Now we've had the last 2 weeks. We've had two people who've come through our ranks on Dana White Contender Series. We had yourself on the main card on Cage Warriors. We've got Dakota on PFL this weekend coming. I mean, we've had numerous big names that have been on our show on other shows as well up and down the country. But it's great to see the consistency in the people coming through the ranks and onto these big shows now, and getting paid, mainly getting paid on these big shows as well. So
I'll stay silent.
Hopefully it's just a start for us, isn't it? You know what I mean? Yeah. We want to build these guys from being these 16, 17-year-olds. They don't realise how hard we work on getting these guys matched even from the age of 16, because we know that's where it starts, you know, for them. We're going to build them up to being professionals, being good level professionals, and then hopefully pass them over to these bigger companies that can get them the exposure and get them paid. You know what I mean? That's the main thing, isn't it?
Yeah. 100%.
Oh, we only got it once this time.
100%.
We need people, though, to start liking our videos, sharing our videos, subscribe, hit the subscribe button. We need to get our subscribes over 1,000. So that's our task with these podcasts, try and build them up. So make sure if you've been spoke about in this video, if you like these videos, make sure you share them between your friends and family. Ask them to subscribe. It costs nothing. Like the videos and go on and look at all our library of fights. We're going to be up. We've got plenty on there up to now. Hours and hours of fights from 18 and 19. We're going to be putting 20 on there. Do you know what I might even do as well for the people that are just on the YouTube that don't come to the show? We may run a couple of the fights free from each show from now on through the YouTube channel. So make it worthwhile for the people that are subscribing. You might get some free fights. So worthwhile to hit that subscribe button and get it shared. So let's get it out there. Build this channel.
Awesome. Well, thank you, and don't have a face like me if you're listening, guys.
I'll see you later.
See you, bye.